So we have a few questions. Now, as M&A bankers, we meet a lot of clients, and some do TV and some don't. How big as an internet firm you should be when you start spending money on television?
First of all, just as a reference point, 20% of our advertising sales are coming from digital companies. So it shows that a lot of digital companies are advertising on TV. As I mentioned before, 75% or 70% of the online media budgets of companies, of the media budgets of companies going to TV. So most companies do TV. The question is very individual. I think first and foremost, you need to realize how good is my product and how intense is competition. Sometimes you are in a land grab scenario where a lot of companies racing with similar products, to the market. In that scenario, I would advise you to go as early as possible to TV. Sometimes you can wait and you can basically build your brand awareness through online, but then at some point in time your growth might stagnate and then you have to invest in TV. It's basically a case-by-case decision, but I would say most B2C digital products clearly benefit from TV advertising at some point in time.
Well, I guess it is also quite expensive. What is like the minimum budget before you take on a client?
So talking about quite expensive, our cost per thousand actually in Germany are almost the cheapest compared to other media. So TV is actually relatively cheap, and if you look at the ROI, it's very efficient. I would say in a country like Germany, you need to have a net spending of 250,000.
250,000
net spending. That would give you a gross spending of approximately 1 million. That's not too bad.
And what's the difference here between net and gross? Is gross the wishful thinking pricing and net the real prices?
Gross is the price list, and normally big customers get bigger rebates. As some of the digital companies don't invest big in TV and can actually not afford always the classical price list, we came up with a model that they get huge rebates, but in return we would like to have a certain share of the company.
Is that called media for equity?
Media for equity, and we don't offer, not only offer good media, but we offer as well services and consulting, and we offer as well help to exit companies. So I think we can be a reasonable partner beyond media.
So you have started this, I think, back in the time of Oliver Samwer, who's coming in the afternoon at 15:20 to our famous interview sessions. What kind of learning experience ProSieben had? What is like, since you started, like, I think 10 years ago doing this, where you are today, what was the biggest learning?
The biggest learning specifically with Zalando was that we need better contracts. Because obviously we had to deal with very smart counterparts, and that was certainly a painful learning lesson, but nevertheless
these were the guys who gave 75% discount, as you said, it cost $1 million.
But actually Zalando was a great case for us because it has proven to everybody that TV media is working. So there's no regrets. In hindsight, you always wish to have had a better deal. So getting better deals is critical. The other one is we have to source earlier and international. That's why, Sascha van Holt, our manager of Seven Ventures, has set up a team in the US who's already talking to US companies. And the other one is that you really have to add value to your customer. So we have to really share. And
is it creative? Is it like on the reporting?
Very often creative.
And you have in-house people, or
we have people who do media analytics. And we have people who do media creative support, and we can quickly shoot a commercial so that the company can then quickly test and see if it works or not, because frankly, very often the creative work is not super stellar.
So it's not just media sales as it used to be. You're becoming the partner, the consultant of your customer. How are the viewing rates looking? The free-to-air is, I mean, I'm looked at your investor presentations, it's still holding up there. What's your view on television in the long run? I mean, you're diversifying a lot, but your core is still the couch potato people, right?
Yeah. No, I think we have to all, I mean, you all probably are engaged with your iPads, your smartphones. Some of you might not even have a TV anymore, and you use Netflix a lot, but the normal guy, the average Joe, is still in the lean back, how we call it, modus, sitting on the couch with his family. and is watching TV. So the viewing time in the elderly population, let's say 30 years and plus, it's actually going up. And in the young generation, it's not really massively declining. Our reach is still super strong with young people. Actually, most people who are intensive user of YouTube are as well intensive user of TV. So we don't see a massive erosion of viewing behavior, but clearly in the young generation, there will be some erosion. Some people who have grown up just with YouTube and Netflix will possibly not watch as much TV as the parents, but it's still strong enough for the next 20 years for sure.
And are you generating also video advertising online, or is it?
Yeah. We are a market leader in what we call multi-channel networks. I think we are amongst the top 5. In Germany, we are leader. We have acquired a company in California called Collective Digital Studios. But clearly, the business model of MCN is not so sexy compared to TV. TV is much more profitable.
So we learned from you that to be successful on TV, you have a very creative kind of spot, and then you have to be very analytical to know what you are doing. What is the most common mistake you see when companies advertise on televisions, especially internet firms?
Yeah, there are a few mistakes. One mistake is that companies really try to put all under one umbrella. For example, we have a platform which is selling food products, and now the idea is to sell cosmetics. So the platform guys are saying, okay, Amazon is selling cosmetics as well. Why don't we sell everything under one umbrella? And I tell them, look, we have enough money to support the development of one food platform and one cosmetic platform, because I'm an old school guy. I would never mix food and cosmetics. I would keep it separate, and we have enough TV power to make 2 brands great. So a lot of the mistakes is that people don't do classical brand building. And the other mistake is that when they have a highly differentiated product, sometimes they try to be hyper creative, and the commercial is not simply telling how great the product is.
Okay.
That's a very stupid mistake.
You said earlier today 20% of your revenues are made up by internet or digital firms. Let's look into the future. Where do you think the 20% will grow to over the next 5 years?
I would say 30 to 35%, yeah. I think our FMCG customers will be the biggest part, but I think digital can go up to 30–35%.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with it. Thank you for coming to NOAH, and congratulations for transforming a champion.
See you. Thank you.